Easy guys, I put my pants on, just like the rest of you, one leg at a time. Except, once my pants are on, I make gold records.
Hey, what's going on, VC and everybody out there in YouTube? Spin Doctor and his Vinyl Mayhem YouTube channel. It's Kendall. And today's video, gonna do another theme video. Been doing a lot of those lately. But today we'll call it 90s albums that made me, shaped me, something like that, I don't know. But these are all albums that I picked up actually pretty recently here. But they're albums that I can say that I remember listening to when I was younger in the 90s that really made an impact on me, I guess, and my musical interests. And I could say I, for the most part, remember when I listened to them or bought them on CD format. And let's get into it right now. First one I'm going to show is this classic gem right here. That's right, Hootie and the Blowfish, Cracked Rear View. This is the pressing that came out a couple of years ago, I want to say for Rocktober maybe. But oh my gosh, this album, what can we not say about this album? First off, it's celebrating its 30th anniversary this year. This is, like I said, the Atlantic 75. It's got the hype sticker right here. This thing is on clear vinyl. I know Chad and the gang over at Acoustic Sounds just did a analog cut, 2 LP, 45, you know, all that. I don't need this album that way. This actually is a great sounding pressing that is still readily available. Great album. My wife can't stand Hootie and the Blowfish, which I think is funny. I don't understand why. How can you not like this album? So many great songs on this album. Only Want to Be With You, Let Her Cry, just to name a couple. Hold My Hand, of course. I mean, you couldn't go anywhere in the 90s and not hear this band on the radio. Just a phenomenal record. Yeah, I mean, 1994, 21 times platinum. I mean, that's insane to think about. But I can honestly say that I remember cranking up the radio, listening to every single one of these songs when they would come on the radio, singing along, loving every minute of it. Still do to this day. I don't listen to the radio much, but when I have to and it comes on, yeah, I'm listening. Spotify, Apple Music, when it comes on, I listen. Love listening to this album. And finally decided to buy this album. And there's not a skippable track on it. I mean, it's just so good. And this is a great copy of it. I mean, in my opinion, did not need a, you know, analog cut, all that kind of stuff. And this was like 21 bucks. You can't go wrong with that. Like I said, it's on clear vinyl, sounds great. So happy to have this. So yeah, if you love this album, if you love Hootie and the Blowfish, go get this. You don't need the super $60 copy. This is good enough in my opinion. My opinion, anyway. Next one that I picked up here recently, this is a new release because it's the first time on vinyl. And I know this is technically not just 90s because this came out in 2001, but this is Smashing Pumpkins, Rotten Apples, their greatest hits. I am a greatest hits kind of guy when it comes to this band. I don't need all of their albums one by one. I'm just not that into them that way. I prefer just listening to the hits. Had this CD, listened to it a lot because I liked a lot of their hits. You know, Disarm, Today, Landslide. I love their cover of Landslide. Bullet with Butterfly Wings, 1979. Zero, Cherry Boom Rock. You know, those are great songs that I love to listen to, but I don't like to listen to their full albums. I'm just not into them that way. So, very happy to pick this up. It sounds good. 2 LP. You know, pick it up for about 38 bucks, I think. They're still readily available. This came out, I think, last month in August. You know, so great 90s album, even though it came out in 2001 again. 90s era of music. Smashing Pumpkins, you can't go wrong with this if you are just a casual fan and want to hear the hits, which is the way I am with this band. So, great 90s era of music. Rotten Apples, funny name for a album, I think, especially if you're talking about greatest hits, you know, Rotten Apples, but definitely worth having. This album right here, I will tell you, this introduced me to heavy metal, we'll call it, and I still, what can you say about this album? Metallica, the Black Album, probably the biggest album in 1991, biggest metal album of all time, easily, you could say that. And yes, you could say they sold out. They sold out every arena they ever went to. I think Jason Newsted said that. But it was commercially appealing to the metal fans, to rock fans, to everyone. I don't care what you say, this is still heavy metal. I don't care what you say, Metallica was still Metallica. Yes, they were changing a bit, but it still had that raw edge that Metallica had. I think it's a great record. What I loved about it was, and what introduced me to this record, honestly, was wrestling. And it was this guy right here. That's right, ECW the Sandman. What more could you want when you were a teenage kid, seeing a guy come out with a kendo stick, a cigarette, and a beer, and hitting people and bleeding and all that kind of stuff. That was my introduction to Metallica, the song Enter Sandman. And you know, my buddy Adam, who's been on one of my videos before, we would wrestle in the backyard, and we would listen to this album, we would listen to that song. This album in itself, though, is just, it's good. It's got Enter Sandman, it's had But True, Holier Than Thou, The Unforgiven, Wherever I May Roam, Don't Tread on Me, Nothing Else Matters, The Wolf and Man. All those songs, I know they still play live. My brother was a huge fan of this album. This is actually the Walmart exclusive, which I did not pick up at Walmart. I actually picked it up used, even though it was still sealed. So I picked it up at a cheap price. But this is the Walmart exclusive on black smoke vinyl. That's what it looks like. Looks really cool. Sounds great. I've been told this is the copy to have when it comes to sound quality. I don't know how true that is. But I mean, 30 million copies worldwide. You can't go wrong with that. Just a phenomenal, great heavy metal album. Not my favorite Metallica album though, but this is the album that introduced me to Metallica, and I still remember playing this in the car. That CD, actually, I remember I had to throw the CD away because it got messed up, but this introduced me to Metallica. Love it. Next, I have Third Eye Blind, self-titled. This album right here, 1997. I still remember the first time I heard Third Eye Blind was on an episode of Saturday Night Live. It was weird. Steve Buscemi was the host, and Third Eye Blind only performed one song. You know, normally the performers performed twice. They only performed one song, and it was the song How's It Gonna Be? And I remember picking up a guitar, learning how to play that song. But I also remember going to the store and buying the CD. And so many great songs on this. This is the 25th anniversary that came out in 2022. This was a special edition. I think Walmart had it, and maybe another store had it. Came out on gold vinyl. That's why the cover is backwards. Instead of the face being red and the lettering being gold, it is the opposite. It's the face is gold and the lettering red. But yeah, this is actually kind of hard to find now, the gold vinyl. But yeah, this is the 25th anniversary. This album 6 times platinum, but huge songs on this. Of course, we got The Jumper, Semi-Charmed Kind of Life, got the Graduate, and then of course How's It Gonna Be. Huge album. I remember playing the CD over and over again. I might still have it, I don't know, packed somewhere with all my other CDs, but really liked this album. They didn't really, the next album really wasn't for me. I don't know what it is about this one. Really dig it. Sounds really good. It's on 2 LP. That may be one of the reasons why it sounds really good. This is done by Rhino as well. Rhino does good stuff, I must say. But was really happy to pick this up here recently. What made me pick this up was a while back, concert buddy Chance, he did a video where he showed that he got an original of this that he didn't even know was on vinyl, and I didn't know that either. Another one that I just recently picked up was this REM Atomic for the People. This is definitely my favorite REM record from the 90s. A lot of people might say Out of Time. This one I really like. And the main reason why is not because of Everybody Hurts, which I do love that song, but Man on the Moon. I'm a huge Andy Kaufman fan, and the movie came out afterwards, Man on the Moon with Jim Carrey, but just love Andy Kaufman. I think thought he was hilarious. Who knows what he could have done had he, not died so young. Tie into wrestling, of course, the thing he did with Jerry the King Lawler back in the 70s or was it early 80s? I think it was the late 70s. Timeless, so good. But they did a great song about Andy Kaufman, Man on the Moon. That's on here. This is just a great all-around album, though. Drive, great song, but Man on the Moon's what drives this one for me. You see what I did there? Drive this one for me. Anyway, this was done by Kraft. This isn't the anniversary edition on yellow vinyl, but it does have a hype sticker. It says the 1992 multi-platinum album, remastered audio from the original analog tapes. Includes the hits Man on the Moon, Drive, Everybody Hurts, and Night Swimming. Night Swimming's another great song too. This was actually cut by Chris Bellman. It's great sound quality. Kraft does great work. A lot of their stuff that they've done with for REM sounds great. This is no different. But great album from 1992. Great stuff from REM. And then the last album that I'm going to show, been waiting for so long for this to be reissued, and wasn't sure they were going to do it. But the 30th anniversary was this year, and it came out. Had to look this one up to find out that it came out because it wasn't, store-wide. You had to go online, and I found out through the website of the band, but that is Blues Traveler 4. Experience Vinyl put this out, and I pre-ordered it when I first saw it early in the year. You had to pre-order it to get this blue, which was the color that John Popper, the lead singer, picked, and it sold out very quick. Put out on 180 gram vinyl. I love this record. So good. Real quick on Experience Vinyl, they did have another version that came out after this sold out on 140 gram, 150 gram vinyl. It's purple to match that. But so good. Obviously, Run Around the Big, humongous hit. Other songs that were popular off of this, Hook was big, but probably my favorite song on this, The Mountains Win Again. So good. This, had a lot of blues influence, but also had some other influences that were just, kind of all over the place. And so it was a very unique record in my opinion. But so good. Again, it's on 2LP. Again, it's got that blue vinyl. So happy to pick this up. The blue vinyl version of this, like I said, no longer available. Secondary markets kind of already jacked these up. I was lucky enough to find out about this early on and pre-order it and get the blue vinyl. Purple vinyl is still available out there though, guys. So don't pay the outrageous prices. Order it on experiencevinyl.com to get it. Sounds fine. But this is a great sounding. I mean, people have been waiting for this album to get reissued for so long because bootlegs of this are out there and some officials are out there that are so expensive. But this, I love this album. Love John Popper. So glad to finally have a official reissue of this for the 30th anniversary. I was really hoping for more of a hype sticker than just blue vinyl. Something to say, 30th anniversary of this, blah, blah, blah album, but nothing. We got nothing out of it. But it's all about the music anyway, so don't need that. I just thought it would have been kind of cool. So anyway, those are some of the albums that, from the 90s that I can say really helped, shape my musical interests back when I was, in middle school, I would say. And the only reason I made this video is because I just happened to pick these up here over the last 2 months or so. And I thought, you know what, let me just do a 90s video. So hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave me some comments, some likes, some thumbs up. If you like what you saw and you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. But until next time, guys, peace and love, and catch you next time. Bye.